The Buy Nothing Rebellion has finally begun, and I'm all in. What if I told you cutting out 7 things gave me more freedom than earning more ever did? Well, everyone's competing, buying, upgrading. I'm refusing to buy anymore. And honestly, once you see what I'm about to show you, you might refuse to buy anymore too. Look, the title says it all. The Buy Nothing Rebellion. 7 things I stopped buying. I'm not buying the crap. I'm not buying the status or the upgrades. I'm not buying the convenience that keeps me broke. This isn't about being cheap. This is about being free. And I want you to stick around for number 5 and number 7, because those two are going to hit home for a lot of you. I'm apologizing in advance. But before we get there, let me tell you about Tyler. Tyler's 34 years old, makes $78,000 a year. Good job, right? Solid income. But Tyler's broke. And I mean broke. $427 in his checking account, 0 in savings, $8,000 in credit card debt, and every 2 weeks when that paycheck hits, it's already spent before it even clears. How'd this happen? Well, stick with me because Tyler made a $50,000 mistake that most people are making right now. And I'm going to break down exactly what that mistake is in just a few minutes. But first, let's jump into thing number 1. Thing number 1, cars with car payments and new cars, period. This is where the Buy Nothing Rebellion starts for me, right here with cars. I read a story recently that said the average new car in America is over $50,000 now. Guys, that's insane. That's a down payment on a house in some states. And people are out here signing up for this like it's normal, like it's just what you do when you become an adult. Remember Tyler? That $50,000 mistake I mentioned? Well, here it is. Tyler drives a 2023 Audi Q5. Beautiful car. Leather seats, heated steering wheel, all the bells and whistles. His car payment? $825 a month. Write that down. $825 every single month for 6 years. That's $59,400 total for a car that's already lost 15% of its value the minute he drove it off the lot. You ever notice how people will fight to have the latest car, but then end up struggling to have an emergency fund? They'll see things like, well, it's only $825 a month, as if that's normal, as if that's not a ton of money. That's not normal to me. That's indentured servitude when you got a payment that high. Look, the minute you drive a brand new car off the lot, you just lost 15% of what you paid for it. That's money you'll never get back because cars depreciate. They go down in value. But we've been conditioned to think that a new car is some sort of accomplishment, some sort of flex. It's not. It's a depreciating asset that's draining your bank account every single month. Now let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah's also 34 years old, also makes $78,000 a year, same exact income as Tyler. But Sarah drives a 2016 Toyota Corolla that she bought 8 years ago, paid it off in 4 years. Her car payment now? $0 a month. That car gets her from point A to point B every single day. No drama, no stress. No $825 bleeding out of her account every month. And here's what Sarah does with that $825 that Tyler's spending on his Audi. She invests it every single month for the last 4 years. $825 straight into index funds. You know what her investment portfolio looks like now? $135,000. And that's with an emergency fund of $25,000 sitting in a high-yield savings account. Same income, same age, 2 completely different financial lives. For me, I'm taking the reliable and paid for over the shiny finance car any day of the week. I'm going to drive it until the wheels fall off and maintain it and stack my money while everybody else is out here competing with the latest car and the latest rims and all these car notes. You don't own a car when you have a car payment. The bank owns it until it's fully paid off. That's the first thing I refuse to buy anymore. Cars with car payments and new cars. I'm done pretending that a depreciating car is some type of flex. It's not. Financial freedom is the real flex. Now, the second thing I refuse to buy anymore is the status symbol stuff to hang on my body or my feet. The buy nothing rebellion for me includes no status watches, no status sneakers, no status jewelry, and no fancy fresh fit just because the season changed. Pause for a second. I want you to do something right now. Go look at your closet. Really look at it. How much of that stuff did you buy because you actually needed it? And how much did you buy because you saw someone else wearing it? Or because some influencer told you it was a must-have? Tyler's got a closet full of status. $300 sneakers he wore twice, a $450 Apple Watch Ultra that does the exact same thing his old Apple Watch did, designer jeans that cost $200 when he could have gotten the same quality for $40. And don't even get me started on his jacket collection. North Face, Canada Goose, Patagonia. He's got 6 different jackets for 6 different vibes, as he calls it. You know how much Tyler's closet is worth? About $8,000. You know how much of that $8,000 is actually adding value to his life? Maybe $500 worth. The rest? Status. Pure status. We've created this culture in America where people are financially barely treading water, but they look good doing it. People got $300 pairs of sneakers on their feet and nothing saved in the savings account. That's not the life. That's not freedom. That's a trap. When you realize that a lot of rich people don't even dress like they have money, that's when it clicks. Sure, some of the billionaires do, the flashy ones, but the real ones, the ones with generational wealth, they don't need to prove it. They show it in the back where you can't see it, through their options, their choices, their decisions, what they own that's actually building wealth. I'm done buying the status. If it's about a label or the latest fashion trend, I'm out. Count me out. Because in the long run, status don't pay the bills. Status doesn't buy the mortgage. Status doesn't buy freedom or peace. What buys freedom is having money in the bank and investments that grow while you sleep. That's thing number 2. No more status symbols. Now, the third thing I refuse to buy anymore are luxury vacations, especially on a credit card. Let me be clear about this. Traveling is cool. There's nothing wrong with traveling. But for me, if I can't save for it and pay for it in cash, I'm not going. I'm not flying to paradise to sit on a beach somewhere in Greece just to come home and be broke again. That doesn't make logical sense to me. That's not really a vacation. When you do that, your vacation turns into a financial hangover when you get back home. Too many people are financing fun nowadays. They call it, well, I need a mental health break, so I gotta take this trip to Bali. You don't really have to go to Bali to have a mental health break. You can take a walk in the park that's 5 minutes from where you live. You could sit outside on a mountain, take a hike, breathe some fresh air. You can do all types of things for a mental break. You don't have to drop $4,000 on a credit card to do it. A lot of people are buying an experience that they just can't afford, just so they can post pictures of it on Instagram and get validation from people who don't even know them, people who don't even like them, honestly. But that's not what I want to do. I'm not paying for an experience and then experiencing stress when the credit card bill shows up. When I take a trip, it's going to be paid for, pressure-free, guilt-free, credit card-free, because peace of mind is the real luxury. If I can't afford it, I wait on it. It's called patience. I plan for it, and then when I go knowing that the bills back home are taken care of and my emergency fund is still intact. That's thing number 3. No more luxury vacations on credit.
Thing number 4, new phone upgrades. All right, we're at the halfway point. If you're still watching right now, you're in the top 30% of viewers. Most people already clicked off, but you're still here. That tells me you're serious about this. So hit that like button real quick, and let's keep going. The 4th thing I refuse to buy anymore, new phones, and I'm not falling for the upgrade trap anymore. This phone right here, it works just fine. And I'm not upgrading this phone until this phone stops doing what I need it to do. When AT&T or T-Mobile sends me an email saying it's time for me to upgrade my phone, that's not an opportunity. That's a trap to get me to spend money with them. And we've been trained and conditioned to chase these upgrades like it's some sort of progress. But really, it's just another payment. And you just stay on their roster of people who have to keep paying them over and over and over. You want to know something wild? Tyler's had 3 iPhones in the last 3 years. iPhone 12, iPhone 14 Pro, and now he's got the iPhone 15 Pro Max. You know what changed between those three phones? Almost nothing. A slightly better camera, a slightly different color case to the cell phone. All I need is functionality. Can I hop on the internet? Yes. Can I take a picture? Yes. Can I make a phone call? That's the only three things I need my phone to do. And just because everybody else is doing it, don't make it progress. That upgrade culture is how they keep you locked in. I'm opting out of that. I'll upgrade when I say so, not when the phone company tells me it's time. That's thing number 4. No more new phone upgrades. Now, thing number 5. And I told you this one was going to hit home. I don't want to ruffle any feathers with this one, but I want to be honest with you. I refuse to buy food delivery anymore. Before I explain, let me introduce you to Danny. Danny's 31 years old, works in marketing, makes decent money. But Danny's got a problem. Danny uses DoorDash or Uber Eats at least 4 times a week, sometimes 5, sometimes 6. I'm too tired to cook, he says. I just worked a long day. I deserve it. And look, I get it. If you're injured, if you're sick, if you're unable to get out, I totally understand. This ain't for you. But the rest of us, come on now. Danny's paying $15 to $20 worth of food that's being made 2 miles down the road. A $12 Chipotle burrito turns into a $23 order after delivery fees, service fees, and tip. That's almost double. And he does this 4 times a week. That's $92 a week, $368 a month, $4,416 a year. All he's got to do is jump in the car and drive 2 miles. Or if he really wanted to, take a 20-minute walk and get some exercise while he's at it. But instead, Danny's paying extra for the convenience of being lazier. That's not freedom. That's waste. That's lazy inflation. You're literally paying extra to not move. Remember Tyler from earlier? You know what he does? Same thing. DoorDash after work, Uber Eats on the weekends. Between him and Danny, they're spending over $8,000 a year combined on food delivery that they could just go pick up themselves. For me, the Buy Nothing Rebellion includes no more food delivery. Grow your own food, or at least get your own food or cook your own food. We gotta stop buying convenience and start building some discipline. And just because everybody else is doing it, don't make it progress. That's thing number 5. No more food delivery. Now, thing number 6, and this one's gonna hurt some of you. I refuse to buy subscription services that I actually don't use. Let me tell you what Danny's got going on. Danny's got 12 active subscriptions. 12. Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Apple TV Plus, HBO Max, YouTube Premium, Spotify Premium, Audible, Adobe Creative Cloud, Planet Fitness, HelloFresh, and BarkBox for his dog. You know how many of those 12 he actually uses? 2. Netflix and Spotify. That's it. The gym membership, he hasn't been in 4 months. HelloFresh, half the meals go bad in the fridge. BarkBox, his dog doesn't even care. Adobe Creative Cloud, he doesn't even know how to use Photoshop. He signed up 2 years ago thinking he'd learn, never did. But every month, $187 gets pulled out of his account, automatically. He doesn't even notice anymore. It's just background noise. $187 a month, $2,244 a year for stuff he's not even using. How many subscriptions do you have right now? Be honest. Go check your bank statement. I bet you're paying for at least 3 things you forgot you even signed up for. We've been trained to collect subscriptions like Pokemon cards. Oh, it's only $9.99 a month. It's only $14.99. It's only $6.99. Yeah, but when you add them all up, it's $200 a month. That's $2,400 a year that could have gone into an investment account, an emergency fund, or paying off debt. The Buy Nothing Rebellion for me means cutting out every subscription I'm not actively using. If I haven't touched it in 30 days, it's gone. Cancel it, delete it, opt out. That's thing number 6. No more useless subscription services.
Thing number 7, daily coffee habit. All right, here's number 7, and I know this one's gonna sting. I'm apologizing in advance, but I refuse to buy daily coffee anymore. Danny's got this ritual. Every single morning, he stops at Starbucks on his way to work. Venti caramel macchiato, extra shot, $6.50. Every single day, Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday and Sunday too. It's my little treat, he says. It's how I start my day. Okay, cool, but let's do the math. $6.50 a day, 5 days a week, that's $32.50 a week. $130 a month, $1,690 a year. And that's if he only goes Monday through Friday. If he goes on weekends too, we're talking $2,372 a year for coffee. Now let's take it a step further. What if Danny took that $2,372 a year and invested it instead? Let's say he does that for 10 years. And let's say he gets an average 8% return, which is pretty standard for index funds. You know how much that Venti caramel macchiato actually costs him? $36,000. That's not a coffee habit, that's a car. Tyler does the same thing, by the way. Every morning, Starbucks or Dunkin', $5 to $7 a day. He's been doing it for 6 years. You know how much money he spent on coffee in 6 years? Over $13,000. Gone. Down the drain. For something he could have made at home for 50 cents. Look, I'm not saying never enjoy coffee. I'm not saying never treat yourself. But when it becomes a daily habit that's costing you $2,000 to $3,000 a year, that's not a treat anymore. That's financial self-sabotage. Make your coffee at home. Buy a $30 French press. Buy some good beans. Make it yourself. You'll save thousands. And that Venti caramel macchiato? It's costing you your financial freedom. That's thing number 7. No more daily coffee habit. So that's my personal buy nothing rebellion. 7 things I refuse to buy anymore. I'm not buying car payments. I'm not buying status with clothes and watches and sneakers. I'm not buying vacations on credit. I'm not buying phone upgrades. I'm definitely not buying food delivery. I'm not buying subscription services I don't use. And I'm not buying $6 coffee every single day. This is not about being cheap. It's about being free. Every time I say no to something that doesn't build my wealth, I'm saying yes to the life I actually want down the road. And here's what happened to Tyler. Remember Tyler from the beginning? The guy with the $825 car payment? The $8,000 closet? The credit card debt? Tyler texted me last week. He finally woke up. He sold the Audi. Yeah, he took a loss on it, but he got out from under that payment. He bought a 2017 Honda Accord with cash, paid $12,000, no payment. He cleaned out his closet and sold half of it, made $3,000, paid off a chunk of his credit card debt. He canceled 8 subscriptions, cut his monthly expenses by $140, and he stopped ordering DoorDash, started meal prepping on Sundays. It's been 6 months. Tyler's got $11,000 in his emergency fund now. He's debt-free, except for his student loans, which he's aggressively paying down. And for the first time in his life, he's not stressed about money. Sarah, she's still doing her thing, still driving that 2016 Corolla, still investing $825 a month. Her portfolio's up to $145,000 now. She's on track to retire at 50. Financial freedom, that's the goal. And Danny? Well, Danny's still working on it. He canceled 6 subscriptions. He's down to 2 DoorDash orders a week instead of 5. Progress, not perfection. The Buy Nothing Rebellion has finally begun. And the question is, are you in? Drop me a comment below and let me know which of these 7 you're guilty of. Be honest, we've all been there. Share this video with somebody who needs to hear it. We all know somebody that's guilty of these things. And if you want to go deeper on financial freedom, check out my other videos. I break down exactly what to do with your money once you stop wasting it. Smash that like button, hit subscribe. And remember,
The best person who's going to take care of the old you is the young you. Take good care of yourself and take good care of other people. The Buy Nothing Rebellion has finally begun. And I'm never going back.